Hey, what's going on YouTube? I hope all is well. It's your boy Abdul Hassan. I'm back here with another video. Today I got a special treat. I know that you guys have been asking for as far as how to get higher limit credit cards. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to be able to actually get higher limit credit cards and to actually scale your credit report and put the right accounts on there so you guys are able to get approved for $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 credit cards. I've done this for my clients, myself, and also numerous people that I love, family members, friends, and all that. So I definitely know what I'm talking about. Let's go and get into this video right now. Now I know a lot of people, whenever they go ahead and apply for credit cards, I have friends, even clients, right? They reach out to me like, Abu, I applied for a credit card, right? But they only gave me $1,000, right? So I really asked them, how'd you apply for the credit card and what type of method did you use, and also what bank did you actually use, right? So a lot of people, they just go ahead and see these offer letters, right, that they're sent out in the mail, or they'll go ahead and get an email or even check Experian or whatever that may be, and they'll get an intro offer and they say, oh, you're pre-approved for this credit card, so they go ahead and apply. Now that's the one thing I don't want you guys to do, right? I want you guys to really look at these banks, these institutions, right, and these lenders as strategic partners, right? You guys want to look at them as business partners because of the fact that you want to build relationships with the right banks, right? You don't want to just go to any bank because you never really know what they're going to give you, right? And so if I have a higher chance of getting a higher limit credit card with the Navy Federal Credit Union, right, opposed to say a Bank of America, then I'm going to go ahead and apply for Navy Federal. But that's the information that most people don't know, right? So the thing is that most people, whenever you guys go ahead and get those lower limit credit cards, whenever you're starting off, right, they'll only get like $500, $1,000. That really is like kind of shooting yourself in the foot to get those higher limit credit cards. What you guys really have to understand is that banks always lend second money. They'll never lend you guys first money. Basically what that means is that if one bank, right, has only give you $1,000, right, and you go apply for another bank, right, they're looking at your report, right, and they're seeing that if you're only approved for a $1,000 credit card, why would we give you guys $10,000 credit cards, right? Because of the fact that they don't really trust you, right? So they want to be able to know that you can handle a higher limit credit card and not just be a risky borrower, right? So that's why we really have to set up the credit report in the right way to be able to show the banks that we can actually be able to handle these higher limit credit cards. Now, Boo, how do we do that, right? Now, basically, I see a lot of people when they start off getting credit. I know a lot of people when they turn 18, whatever that may be, a lot of people say go ahead and get a secured credit card. Now, don't get me wrong, secured credit card is a great way to go ahead and build your credit report. But if you guys are wanting to get higher limit credit cards, it's really not the most beneficial way, right? Now, what I actually recommend to my clients and everybody that I help out with credit, right, is to go ahead and actually get secured loans, right? Because you have to think about it, right? Banks will go ahead and give you guys a credit card first before they give you a loan, right? Now, why is that? Well, first of all, credit cards actually have a higher interest rate, right? So it makes the banks a little bit more incentivized because of the fact that, say if you're just starting out, right? If they give you a credit card and they have a higher interest rate, right? Now, if you don't pay off that balance, they're able to make more money off of you guys. Opposed to loans, right? If you guys get loans, it's gonna be a lower interest rate and it's also gonna be harder to get loans because of the fact that the interest rates are lower. So the bank is actually taking more of the risk. First of all, we really have to understand that banks are only in business due to the fact that they want to be able to get a return on investment. Most banks, they make money off of these interest rate charges and late fees, right? And last year alone, banks have made millions of dollars just in late payments alone. So just imagine how much they actually made in interest, right? They want to be able to get a good return on investment, and they also want to be able to make sure that if they're putting up the risk, that it's worthwhile for them. So this is why I go ahead and use the Navy Federal play. Now, Abu, what's the Navy Federal play? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So I like to use Navy Federal, right, because of the fact that I really like secured loans, right? Navy Federal is one of the biggest credit unions in all of America, right? And so it's really only reserved for military personnel. If your family member has been in the military or any relatives or anything like that, you can go ahead and ask them to be able to be their sponsor, right? They'll go ahead and give you guys their access code, and then you can be able to join Navy Federal. Now, what if I don't have a family member in Navy Federal or even a family member that has been part of the military? Well, basically what you guys can do is that there's a backdoor method where you guys can just simply apply online to Navy Federal. Most of the times they're gonna go ahead and just approve you guys, and so that's a really great way to get into Navy Federal. Now, why do we use Navy Federal opposed to any other credit union or any other bank, right? So Navy Federal actually has what's called a pledge loan, right? A pledge loan is basically a secured loan where you're going ahead and putting up the capital, right? They'll go ahead and wrap it up into a loan, and then after that, they'll go ahead and report it to your credit report, right? So basically, this is you putting up the collateral instead of Navy Federal loaning you out the money. But the nice thing about Navy Federal is that basically whenever you guys go ahead and ask for a secured loan and and they call it a pledge loan, right? Whenever you put up that money for the secured loan, they'll actually give you the money right back. Now, most other banks are actually gonna hold your money, right? And until you guys pay off that full loan. So for example, right, if I go ahead and give a certain bank, not Navy Federal, right, $1,000 for a secured loan, then they're gonna go ahead and wrap it up into the loan, maybe give you guys a 2% interest rate or something low, right? Because again, you're putting up the capital, so they don't have to charge as much interest as they would opposed to a regular unsecured loan, right? So secured just simply means that it's secured by your own collateral. Unsecured means that it's not secured by your collateral, but rather the bank's collateral. Now they'll go ahead and wrap up the loan, give you guys a low interest rate, and then they'll go ahead and report it to your credit report every time that you guys go ahead and make payments, and they'll go ahead and give you a term of whatever, 48 months, 60 months, 72 months, whatever that may be. So as you guys pay off the loan, right, then basically it's gonna get reported to your credit report. However, with other banks, right, they don't release your full funds until you guys go ahead and pay off the full loan. Now, the nice part about Navy Federal is that if you put up $1,000 for a secured loan, they'll go ahead and give you that $1,000 right back into your savings account as soon as you guys sign all of your documents, right? So basically, you're not at a deficit, right? Because if you had to go to any other bank, you'd have to put up $1,000, then you have to bring another $1,000 in order to pay off the initial $1,000. So it just gets a little hectic, right? And I know a lot of people, they want to be able to do that, and not a lot of people have as much funds, especially if you guys are starting off and building off your credit report, right? I like this a lot because it really looks like that you guys are investing into the bank when indeed you're not, right? And at the same time, you guys are actually building out your credit report. Now, these secured loans are actually going to be listed as installment accounts, right? So installment accounts, for example, are really like auto loans, mortgages, any type of personal loans or anything like that. So those are accounts that are basically installed over a long period of time. They're really a good way to go ahead and diversify your credit report, right? That's why I recommend that you guys go ahead and get a secured loan for Navy Federal. Now, basically what you guys can do, right, is that you guys can say get as much money as possible, right? It doesn't matter if you guys have to borrow the money, whatever it may be, because you'll be able to get the money right back, right? So what you guys will do, right, is, for example, if you guys have, say, $5,000, right, go ahead and give Navy Federal and tell them that you guys want to do a pledge loan for $5,000, right? So then after that, they'll go ahead and wrap that into a loan, give you guys that $5,000 initially back, and then they'll open up a loan for you guys. And as you guys make payments, right, every time that you guys make payments to that loan with Navy Federal, they'll go ahead and actually deposit that money right back into your savings account. And when that loan is fully paid off, right, they'll go ahead and release all the funds back. So you guys are not really having to play with any extra money, and you guys aren't at a deficit. That's why I really like it a lot. But this is the kicker, right? If you guys really want to build out your credit report really quickly. So if you guys go ahead and give Navy Federal, say, a $5,000 secured loan, then what I would do before you guys pay off your first loan, I would go ahead and call them again, right, as soon as you guys get that money back into your savings from the first loan, and ask them for another secured loan for, say, a lower amount, like say $4,500 or $4,000. If you guys have a second loan of $4,000 and a first loan of $5,000, now that you guys have literally reported $9,000 to your credit report by only putting up $5,000. So this is basically creating money out of thin air, and it's a really, really great way to build that relationship with Navy Federal, because once they see that you have been investing in them and that you guys have had 2 secured loans for $9,000, right, and you're making on-time payments, then they're like, man, let's go ahead and give him a credit card because he's really responsible. Let's go ahead and give him more loans. Let's give him more credit because of the fact that he's been able to actually put up his own money, and so banks really, really love that. So you guys really have to understand is that when you guys give banks money, they're not holding that money, right? They're actually lending it out to other people so they can be able to make a profit on their investment. So banks really love this because of the fact that you guys are investing into the bank, right? And so this is what I want you guys to do though. Whenever you guys set up those 2 pledge loans, one for $5,000 and one for $4,000, as mentioned in my previous example, right? What I want you guys to do is go ahead and pay off 99% of the loan the first month, right away. So you guys might ask, why are we paying off 99% if, say, I got a $5,000 loan and a $4,000 loan for, say, 60 months, right? Can't I just take my time with it? I mean, yeah, you can, but at the same time, they're actually charging you guys interest in order to wrap that loan and report it to your credit report. So we don't really want to have any of that interest rate being charged, because the fact is that, man, we're putting up the capital. We don't want them to charge us any more money, right? So if you guys say have $5,000, right, and you put up $5,000, then 99% of that would be $4,950, right? So basically you guys would have $50 left in order to go ahead and pay off that loan in full, right? So after you guys go ahead and pay off 99% of the loan in the first month, right, go ahead and call Navy Federal and tell them to set up auto payments for the upcoming months to be paid from your checking account to your loan, right? And so basically what you guys would do after you paid off the 99%, right? So that 50 divided by 6, right, is gonna be around $8.33. Now, why are we dividing it by 6, Abu? Well, the reason is we're dividing it by 6 is because positive payment history starts at 6 months, right? So after you guys have been making 6 on-time payments to that loan, that's when lenders really take that positive payment history serious, when they see that you guys have made 6 on-time payments, right? Now, if you guys literally paid it off in the first month in full, right, that loan will actually be closed, right? We want to have that loan open for a little bit to show these lenders that we're able to actually handle this loan over a good amount of period of time, because they could have been like, hey, he had money 1 month but he didn't have money the next couple of months. So that's why we want to go ahead and drag that loan out a little bit. But don't worry, as soon as you guys pay off that 99% in the first month, that money is going to be deposited right back into your checking, so you're not at a loss for that money, right? And so basically after you guys go ahead and make 6 on-time payments, and again, set it up for auto pay so you guys don't forget, again, payment history makes up 35% of your credit score, so you don't want to miss a payment, right? Now, once you guys have paid off that loan in full in 6 months, a $5,000 loan and a $4,000 loan, as mentioned in my previous example, just imagine how good that looks on your credit report. Now, what I want you guys to do after this, I want you guys to just keep repeating, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And so basically what this really does, it increases your overall total debt that you guys have had on your credit report. Now, this looks really great because when you guys apply for auto loans, mortgages, even credit cards, they see that you guys have actually been able to handle higher limits of debt, so they'll be a lot more incentivized to give you guys a higher limit starting off. Now, if you guys, again, just start off with a secured credit card and you only got $1,000, now you're only at mercy for the money that you guys are actually able to put up, right? So this is a really, really great way that I've been able to actually get higher limit credit cards for myself, for my clients, for my family, my friends. And so again, really make sure that you guys hone in on this. Again, go into Navy Federal. If you guys can get into Navy Federal, reach out to me or my team. We'll be able to help you guys. But basically, that's really a great way to go ahead and get approved for higher limit credit cards. Thank you guys for sticking around to end this video. And like I promised, here's a special bonus tip that I'm going to be giving you guys. So after we go ahead and apply those secured loans and getting those pledge loans right onto the credit report, right? Basically what I want you guys to do is after you guys have had a good amount, say about $10,000 or whatever that may be, go ahead and apply for a credit card. And basically when you guys apply for a credit card after you guys have done the pledge loans, right, now the bank in Navy Federal is going to be a lot more comfortable loaning you guys money, because what you guys have to understand, Navy Federal has an internal scoring model, and I'll also talk about this in other videos. So there's an internal scoring model really helps you guys be able to get approved for the higher amount. So what you guys have to realize is that if you applied for a credit card at the beginning, say if you, before you even did any pledge loans, whenever you just signed up with Navy Federal right away, that credit card limit isn't going to be as high opposed to when you guys actually invest into the bank, right? So by investing, what I mean is that you guys have actually done the pledge loan, given them money, showing them that you guys are responsible buyers, disciplined, and paying your monthly payments on time, and that you guys can actually handle more higher limits of credit cards or whatever that may be as far as debt, right? Now, after you guys go ahead and do the pledge loans, then you guys go ahead and apply for those credit cards, those auto loans, whatever that may be, and you guys will more likely get approved for higher limits of credit cards. Now, I know that was a lot of information. I really hope you guys paid attention. If there's any other videos that you guys really like to see on this channel, make sure you guys comment below. Now, please guys, I would really ask for one big favor, is to go ahead and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell notifications below to go ahead and get updated on all the new videos that we're going to be dropping. I hope this was really helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.